like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless.
Hello. I'm bringing the microphone down. I was Twitch singing early on, and hello. Good look, yeah. Shaved. No, look younger again. I try to do that just before winter, and it'll probably be the last time I'm shaving before Santa Claus comes to visit. So, well, welcome everybody. It is episode 6 on what is it? Tuesday, September the 1st, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But September 1st, damn, this month, this year, it's just sucked. And it just seems to want to go slower and slower. But you know what? We're almost at the end. We're almost at the end. Not only will this year be over, but hopefully in 2 goddamn months. 2 months. Is it 2 months? September, October, November. 3 months. You don't know what I'm thinking. Fingers crossed. To my wonderful American friends, you know what to do. Smarten the fuck up. That's my campaign. Smarten the fuck up. Because Queen Elizabeth, she's gonna just take it back. Fuck it. Just kidding. So, got an interesting show for you. But let me just introduce, because I'm going to be transferring this over to YouTube afterwards. So I'd like to welcome all my wonderful YouTube fans as well. Fans, who am I kidding? My viewers and followers and subscribers. If you're not doing that yet, button's right down there somewhere. Click subscribe, click follow, click the bells so that you know when this comes online. If you're not my Discord, feel free to join my Discord. I've created a new channel to show my schedule when I actually get around to actually putting shit on there, because my schedule is going to be all over the place. I was hoping to be able to have it fixed so it'll be the same thing every week, but my new job does not allow me to do that, because I'm 4 on 4 off, which means 4 days working, 4 days not working. So it won't allow me to line up the days. So I've decided on my second day off, that's from now on when I'll be doing Ask an Angel. I've got a whole bunch of questions to answer. I'm going to try to keep it down to no more than 2 hours. The show no more than 2 hours, preferably within an hour, because either way I'm uploading this thing and it takes a lot. Welcome everybody, Miss DX and Almax, and anybody else who happens to show up, welcome. And as I said to my viewers, quick disclaimer though to anybody who's sending your questions in, I am not a trained professional. I'm just giving you my take on your questions, right? You asking them, it's kind of like you ask your brother, you ask your sister, you ask, and they're going to give you the biased answer, right? I'm not going to, I'm not going to sugarcoat things. I'm going to say it as it is. I'm going to try to be a bit nice about it, but I know I'm not going to turn around and be nasty or whatever. But you ask a question, and if you're being an ass, I'm going to tell you you're being an ass. If you're needing some good advice on whatever, I can give you all this. That seems to be a gift I have. People have always, since I was little, come to me for advice, all the way from people my own age to fucking grandparents asking me my advice as a 10-year-old child. And I somehow give it. I give good advice. Never quite understand how, but maybe it's something to do with this bit right here, you know. But anyway, let's get to the questions. Yeah. Where's my questions? I know I've got questions ready. Hang on. I'm a professional. Yeah. But no, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not. Yeah. I'm just me, with some abilities to answer tough questions. Let me just save this here. And let's turn this on. First question is, where are you? This one. Aha! Yes! Here we go! So, my boyfriend. Hang on, let me just get it. I'm going to try and make it easy for me to read. I've got 10 questions in total. So, let's get to them. My boyfriend plays video games way too much. Yes, we have spoken about it. It's not fixing, but some things are better. I wish I could eliminate his need to want them always. It's terrible. I feel alone at night because he stays up and plays all night. Okay. Well, okay, so I'm going to give you the good and the bad about your question. Anytime, I mean, first of all, it's a boyfriend. It's a relationship. I'm assuming it's a serious relationship. You've done something really, really good here. We have spoken about it. So you've voiced your issue. It's not fixed it, but things are better. So it's compromise. There's a bit of compromise there. I like that. When I read that, I'm like, there's compromise. And that's the key thing in most relationships. When you met the person, you fell in love with them, right? The good, the bad, all that kind of stuff. You fell in love with the person and you wanted to make this relationship work. But the thing is, he is who he is. If he was to put on a mask the entire time because you don't like his face, and now you might like his face, but he's not him. That's not him. That's a mask. So him not playing the video games is part of who he is. It's what he enjoys to do, right? There's going to be things that you're going to enjoy doing that he's not going to want to fucking do, right? Plain and simple. That's the compromise. Now, yes, you're saying he's playing it way too much, but is he playing it way too much for him or is he playing it too much for you? You're basically feeling alone, and that's what you should be voicing. I'm feeling alone. I'd like to do more things, right? I'd like to do, but don't try to change him into not playing his video games. If you can't handle him playing video games, doing something that he also loves to do, the relationship's going to have issues. You need to accept that he is going to play video games. He, on the other hand, and feel free to make him watch this video, he needs to also get away from it. He needs to find a balance between the two. He needs to be able to hang out with you, spend time with you, play video games. But you know what? Here's a thought for you. The people have like the wrong idea that video games are just a boy thing. Have you tried playing a video game with them? There's some really cute games out right now. There's this one where you're like this walking egg called Fall Guys, and you just you're running like and you're bushing into people and whatever. It's on the computer, it's on, I think, the PlayStation, I think it's coming on Xbox. Play with them. You'll have a fucking blast. I don't know if you can play multiplayer on the, but you know what, even if you're not playing together, take turns, have fun with it. Because I can guarantee eventually you're going to want to do something that he's not going to want to do. How can you ask him to do something that you want to do if you're not willing to do something that he wants to do? Right? That's the beauty of relationships. And then you have the stuff that you both like to do. Right? That's what is beautiful about relationships is, can you imagine if you're around the guy 24/7 and every single thing you see, you hear, what are you going to talk about? You need those things, those differences as well to balance out. So you have things to talk about at the end of the day, right? So Let's read what this wonderful Miss DX says. I love my husband and I get to play video games together, or even watching him vacation. Yeah, right. And I'm going to point out something about Miss DX. She is an amazing singer. Okay, you reading what she's about that? She is an amazing singer, and from what I understand, her husband really doesn't like the whole Twitch sings that much. So there's that balance between what they do together and the stuff that they can do apart, and it makes a relationship strong, right? You don't need to like the same damn things, but what you do need to do, and Mr. Boyfriend, if you happen to come across this and listen, you do need to do things with her. Otherwise, what's the point of having a relationship? What's the point of having having a girlfriend you're not going to do anything with? Hell, I can tell you right now, there's more things that she can do that are fun than your video game. That's the real thing, right? Fuck. Yeah. I don't know how old you are or whatever, but figure it out. It's true, he hates the church things that we have things we do together, things we do solo. Exactly. As being together in a relationship. Exactly. Well said. That right there is a good relationship. That right there is a relationship that will probably stand the test of time. Right? Because they can do stuff apart and they can do stuff together. I myself, I'm a truck driver. I'm on the road four days a week. I'm away from my house for 4 days a week. So my wife, she never gets to see me at all for those 4 days. Gets to talk on the phone. But I come back and you know what? I get to talk about I saw these bears on the road. So many bears. I get to talk about the people that... And she gets to tell me about the time hanging out with the dogs. Or she's talking to her mother on the phone. Doing these things. Oh yeah, no. Bears. No. Winnie the Pooh shit. This is like... Oh, I'm a fucking bear. Both grizzlies and black bears. They are. Part of the training that I had, some crazy fucking shit. This is like, you look at them and you go, oh, isn't that so cute? And then they turn at you and they fucking want to eat you. No, they don't want to eat you. They're just like, really, they're just like humans, right? They're not really like humans. They've got like claws and shit. And there's ways to tell the difference between the two. Some are aggressive, some of them are not so aggressive, until you fucking piss them off. Woo, excuse me. Anyway, let's move on to the next question, because living is bad tangent. I go on all kinds of tangents, but yeah, I do love watching them. Except one scared the shit out of me. I was just driving along, and it was late at night. The sun was coming down, and this bear was just standing in the middle of the goddamn road. Now my lights were just strong enough that I could see him at a distance that I was able to, and there was no oncoming traffic. And I went around it. Now typically, you're not supposed to fucking divert around, but I wasn't about to hit any fucking bear. My brain would be fucked up. You wouldn't be seeing me for months, because my brain would be fucked up. I ain't hitting no fucking bear. No thank you. Alright, so next question. I think we answered that one pretty good. This next one is from... Where are you? From Kelly. Let me just get it. Prop it up, buddy. Is it this one? This one. Really got to make this more fluid for you guys. And save and on the screen. Boom! There we go. So, Kelly says, I was in a relationship for a year and a half. There were only maybe 10 nights we were not together. I always asked to become Facebook. I'm going to read on the screen because it's a bit better. Okay, I'm going to read this again. I was in a relationship for a year and a half. I love it when people like round that up like to the half. Just say 2 years. Okay, so a year and a half. And there were only maybe 10 nights we were not together. I always asked to become Facebook official. I don't understand why not. After time, I became frustrated and then hurt. We started fighting often, and I started to question his loyalty. All the way to the bitter end, he never gave me the validation I seeked. Why do I miss him after a week of no contact? Interesting question. Oh man, I love coffee. People, how to put this? I believe this is some of my beliefs. Okay, I believe we are energy, pure energy, right? Like magnets. You know how the people say opposites attract, blah blah blah. We are very much like magnets. When we find that person and we attract, I believe that energy maybe brushes up against each other or something like that, and we imprint on each other. And the more that you're with the person, the stronger that bond gets. I think that's typically why we miss people. But also the other flip side of it is, I read this thing a long time ago when I was in my early 20s, and they were talking about love, and what they said, and I found it very fascinating, is that when you're in love with somebody, you're not actually in love with the person, you're actually in love with the feeling that you feel when you're around the person. And it sounded kind of sad to really think about it, but the more and more I thought about it, it's kind of true, but also beautiful. You look at it and then try not to look at it that in a negative way, because you're enjoying the feeling of being around them, which actually makes sense. Is when they're not around and you're not feeling that, you miss them. That imprint, that feeling that you get being near them. Now, there's no real cure for that feeling other than time. I mean, some people say shit like the best way to get over somebody is to get under somebody else. I've never really believed in that, but I mean, it is also true, because that's your rebound person. But the rebound person can be such a fucker, because if the rebound works as just the rebound and there's no feelings in there, awesome. But if their feelings do get involved, it sucks, because this is the rebound person. The rebound person 9 times out of 10 don't work. It falls apart. That's why I don't like the concept of the rebound. But there's nothing you can really do about it. The best thing you can do if you want to avoid the rebound, because that's the one option, the other is just give it time. Let yourself heal. It is a shitty thing, and I do feel bad for you that a year and a half and he didn't want to make it a Facebook official. It's weird. The times have so fucking changed, because back in my day, motherfucker, I just said that. I just said back in my day. It doesn't matter how much I shave, I'm still feeling old. Back in my day, fuck this whole. I mean, there was no Facebook, right? So there was no Facebook official. People either knew that you were in a relationship or you didn't. And it's not really about anybody else. Facebook is letting everybody else know. Who really needs to know? Victorian times. I'm not that fucking old. Yeah, the only people that need to know that you're in a relationship is you and the person that you're with, right? It's hard because we want everybody to know. We want to celebrate that feeling that we're together. Yeah, everybody should know. But Facebook and media and the times have really made it in such a thing that it becomes such a need to get that information out, to let people know. And you really want to be proud of it, right? And that's bottom line. You want your parents to be proud, you want your friends to be proud, and happy for you, right? But you can't wear a relationship like a badge. It's not a badge of honor. It's a relationship with you and that person. It's not a look at me, I'm in a relationship. Because when you do it like that, that's what you're focusing on. You're focusing on, oh, look at me, I'm grabbing my boyfriend, I'm going to go and show my friend, look at this, my friend is so awesome. But the problem is you're putting him up on a pedestal And so if that boyfriend, I'm holding him like as a person. The thing is, you put him up on such a pedestal that if he breaks that vision that you've created, not just in your own mind of him, but to everybody else, it becomes hard on you and it hurts you. So it's a dangerous thing. You don't want to be the relationship as a badge. You don't want to really focus on the let's make it official. I mean, a year and a half, you should be letting people know, right? Unless there's other things going on. But yeah, I know it's not the be all, but I'd be hurt if my partner didn't want if they are. Understand? Not bothering. No, absolutely. I agree with what Ms. DX is saying right there. And please don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I'm not saying that it's not important, because it is. It is a good thing. It's a wonderful feeling. Because if it's not there, the brain does kick in and start wondering, well, why they don't want to tell people? Why do they not want to tell? Well, I go to work and I don't tell everybody about my fucking home life. But Facebook is it's a beast into itself, because it's a picture of you. It is a Facebook. It is the book about you and your face and your life and your representation of you. So what you put on there is how people are going to see you. People who are not really necessarily around you. It's me. This Twitch thing. People that are going to be watching me on this are going to see how I am and base me on this. They might not know the real me, but because that Facebook is about them and their life, almost like an actual fucking book. Open it up, page 1. Scroll right to the bottom. You can literally see when their life was, when they were born. Their Facebook life was born. And then all their likes and their dislikes and their reminders and their anniversary little videos. Remember that they post on there and they fucking say, oh, do you remember you did this 1 year ago? You were this person's friend 3 years ago. It sends you all these bloody reminders, right? Because it's a book of your life. It should be called Life Book. That might be a better fucking way to say it. And so, yeah, you kind of want them to say that you were in their life, even if they're not fucking putting it as in a relationship. Which, keep in mind, it could be there. There is all kinds of settings that I get lost with the bloody thing, because I'm old, Victorian time, remember? I get lost with a lot of the fucking settings of what's visible and what's not visible. I try to make everything fucking invisible, because I don't want everybody knowing what the hell I am and what the hell I'm doing. Creeping fuckers. But I mean, that's me. I try to hide as much as I can on Facebook. But let other people know some things. Anyway, we'll just miss that last bit. Yeah, this time frame is. I would be interested to know. It's simply that he isn't big on Facebook, so it doesn't. Yeah, so it could be that. It might not be as a big deal to him. Unfortunately, you allow it to get to you, and you question the loyalty, which was bound to happen. I'm not saying it is not valid. Your feelings are absolutely valid. I just thank you for following. Yeah, thank you. Somebody followed me. Why is this not telling me? And my alert's not working. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, it sucks. Relationships that end over things, whatever the thing is, it still sucks. It could be. I'm not one to go on with the whole, hey, go and get back with your ex. I don't support getting back with an ex. If you've been watching any of my shows in the past, you'll know I'm very much, it's not I'm against it, I advise against it, right? Because I think it causes more problems than anything. But there could be some good things with it, and this one doesn't sound like it's necessarily bad. Because there could be it could be, and I hate if I can say it, there could be more to his life than he's wanting you to know. I don't know. I'm not saying, but you miss him. You miss him a week after no contact. Maybe he misses you too. Maybe just give him a call. Fuck. Hey, how's it going? I miss you. I miss our friendship. I miss our talks. Blah blah blah. Sometimes a little time can let loved ones miss you enough that, I mean, it's I'm surprised he's not coming back to you, like asking, hey. But he could be hurt that you've pressured him. Like you went, oh, why the fuck? And he's like, oh, Jesus, fuck, she's just nagging the fuck out of me. Right? It's not necessarily over. I would say give him a call. Give him a call and see how he's doing. If that's what you want. If you want to mend the relationship. And this is probably one of the few times I'm going against my thing of don't date your exes. Anyway, thank you for the wonderful question, and let's go on to the next. Fuck, I love doing this stuff, especially when I got all these people talking in my chat. All of this Misty X, I love it. Because there's lots of people can talk and give their thoughts and their feelings, right? It's awesome. Fucking love it. That's what I'm wanting for this show to be. And I'm rambling again, so deal with it. That's what I do. Okay, next question comes from Anonymous again. I like it, that I can give this as an option, but I also love when people actually are brave enough to say their name, even just their first name. Okay, here we go. Next question. Where are we? There we are. How would you feel if your mother-in-law always talks about her sex life in detail about you and your husband? I don't have a husband, so let's change it to wife. So my mother-in-law, okay, she giggles and says the nastiest things in front of her 31-year-old son. It's really disturbing to me, but he's totally okay with it. Okay, see, it's not a generational thing. This is just shit where I'm from. I'm from the northeast of England, and my mother will fucking say shit that'll blow your fucking mind. Especially if she's had a few to drink with, or gone out with the girls, and it can come across weird. I can see where it could come across weird, and depending on how it's done and shit like that. If she's talking about her own sex life, fuck, she's just another woman. She's another woman. You're talking about your mother-in-law? Well, if it wasn't for your mother-in-law, you wouldn't have a husband, right? She had to have had sex at some point. Except the fact that not only did your parents have sex, your husband's parents had sex, and they're very sexual beings. Which is a thing to not celebrate. I'm not saying fuck, go get a cake and fuck, light some candles. Yay, my mother-in-law had sex. I'm not saying that. I'm saying be happy that she did, because it gives somebody into your world that can love you, and, well, frankly, if she's a freak, then fuck, he might be a bit of a freak too. Enjoy that as well. Yeah, right? I'm not saying it can make you feel uncomfortable. And you know what? If you are uncomfortable, maybe just mention it to her. That's a tricky one, because you don't want to come across like a prude either. Because, yeah, this is the thing about mothers, right? Those are the ones you want to keep happy more than the father, right? Because the mother, there's always that bond with the mother and a child. And it doesn't just end when they fucking get to like 18. It's all fucking disconnects. My mother's always on my kids about shit, and I'm fucking older. I'm not fucking telling you my age. I'm in my 40s. I'm not Victorian age. No, fuck, she'll give me shit about stuff, and you don't. She's like, it's a bear, right? You don't fuck with a bear's cubs, and I'm a cub, so you don't want to piss your mother-in-law off or come across in a bad way, because they will fucking say stuff and it can turn bad. I mean, you're married, but even that, avoid pissing the mother off. I'd let it go. Fucking get into conversations, as long as it's not getting too fucking weird. But I'd say just let it go, get into it, have a conversation with them. If she's willing to have these conversations, I'm going to point another thing out for you. If she's willing to have these conversations, that means she trusts you. That means she is, yeah. Could you imagine fucking saying that kind of shit to random fucking people? She's willing to say that shit not only to you, but around you and all that kind of stuff. You're in the family. Be happy. Be happy. I mean, it's not like she's fucking saying, hey, let's have sex. She's not fucking hitting on you or anything like that. She's just talking about her own sex life. I mean, if it's getting like really fucking weird shit, maybe fucking ask her to tone it down. That's a possibility as well. Asking somebody to tone it down. But yeah, I think with this one, I mean, you can ask wonderful chat. Has anybody else got any? Here we go. Yeah, I'd feel like that too. If my mother-in-law was comfortable to talk about these things with me, I'd feel close to me. Yeah, right. But it's also, I'm gonna say it. It's not. It's definitely, yeah. But yeah, mention if they're not comfortable. Maybe. Yeah, exactly. You don't need to like go out, oh, can you please stop talking about this shit? This is disgusting. Don't come across like that. But just say, hey, this is kind of funny, but could we tone it down a little bit? Yeah. Asking her to tone it down is a little bit different than fucking saying stop. But also, yeah, feel happy with the fact that she's this open to you. It could be worse. Could be a lot worse. She could be whispering in her son's ear, you know what, your fucking wife's a kind of a bitch, you know, I'm just saying. Because they'll do that. They'll do that. Some of my exes I've been with, I wish my mother whispered that in my fucking ear, saying she's a bitch. But she didn't, and I ended up being with some of my exes. Anyway, we're moving on. Yeah. This is fun. I love this shit. I love this shit. Let's go. What's the next question? Where's my questions? Fuck, I lose track of all my things. I need to get like one of these days I'm gonna have a mod who's gonna just bring the questions up to me, and I don't need to keep finding them all over the damn place. I can't, and even right now, we have got this set up. I get all my questions from an email, which is now right here. So if anybody is watching, right there, that's the email. Send the email to that with the question of what you don't answer. Make sure in the question, if you want it anonymously, put state that you would like this answered anonymously. I'll answer it live, but anonymously. And fuck, it doesn't even matter what the fuck it is. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a professional. I'm not. So if it's a medical condition, I'm probably going to turn around and say, fuck, go talk to your doctor. I'm not that Dr. Ruth, right? If you want to know shit about like toys or whatever, I'm not fucking discussing that on this. I don't even know if I'm allowed to discuss that on Twitch. But if it's stuff about your relationship, I give some advice. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. Question number 4. Bum, bum, bum. Where is it? Got it right here. And going through. Boom, there it is. Question number 4. Ever had a best friend you wish you never trust? What? Ever had a best friend you wish you never trusted or become friends with? I have a friend who is toxic now, and I'm scared she would retaliate against me for cutting off our friendship. I just got to ponder this one a second. It's an interesting question. I've had lots of friends. I've had best friends. I've had. Do I wish I had not become? See, it's almost like the question itself kind of backs into itself, because it's like, how can they be your best friend if you never wanted to be friends with them, because really that kind of also makes you a shitty friend. I mean, if they're toxic, in what way they're toxic? I wish I knew more information. So yeah, anybody who's asking questions, details, lots of details. No, I don't want details like that last question. I would not want to know in my fucking thing what the mother-in-law is saying. Was that? Yeah, I wouldn't want to know. But on this, I want to know what you mean by your friend's being toxic. Whatever happened to the whole thing of interventions? If your friend's doing something that you are worried about, be her best friend. Point this stuff out. Get her friends together and say, we're a little bit worried about you. That would be a best friend. That would make you her best friend. Cutting her off. Hang on, I'm scared she would retaliate against me for cutting off our friendship. Can't think of the word best friend being. I could see just friend or acquaintance. If you're so easy to just cut ties with them, where's the friend side of things come into it? Friends are like friends. Fuck, did you ever watch the fucking show Friends? It's on Netflix. Go watch it. That's what friends are. Friends help each other. They're out for each other. They've got each other's back. That's what a friend is. Right? So if your friend's being toxic, fucking sit down and saying, hey, I don't like that you do this. And I don't want to mess up our friendship, but this stuff I need out of my life because it's affecting me or something. Or if it's something that she's going through, be there for her. Cutting her off. I'm scared she'll retaliate against you for cutting her off. I don't know who to feel sorry for the most, you or her. It's just most people who are toxic, it's because they're going through something in themselves or they don't know something. Right? And you're just tossing her aside. I feel bad. I feel bad for your friend, not for you. Have I have a best friend? No, my best friends, I'm there for. People I care for, I am there for. You're all fucking strangers, and I'm sitting here answering your questions, and I can do that. You know what you can do for your best friend? Talk to them. Say, hey, is there something going on? Like, fucking check in, send a text. There's so many methods of communication in this world right now. There's text, there's Facebook, there's Snapchat, there's fucking Instagram. There's so many, and let alone the fact that you can pick up the bloody thing and go, hey, how's it going? Are you doing okay? Send a quick message right now. Just thinking about you. Just a quick simple text. Just taking a moment out of my day. Just let you know, I'm thinking about you. I hope you're doing okay. Quick fucking message. Makes them feel good about themselves. Maybe they'll be less toxic if they know that you care. But you know what you just did instead of doing that? You cut them out of your life. I'm not sure who's the toxic one. I'm sorry. I don't know who's the toxic one in that one. Yeah. That breaks my heart. For them. Sorry I had to disappear. But back now. Welcome back. Yeah, no, I don't know who's the bad one on that one. Anyway, let's get on to the next question. Oh, I need the next. I'm hoping the next question's a good one because I feel icky with that one. Calling your friend toxic and then just ditching. I mean, don't get me wrong. I understand there's people out there that do shitty things, right? Some people do drugs, some people don't do drugs. Some people, help her. She could be going through a massive shit in her head, which is causing her to, you know what? No, I'm moving on from this question. I've answered it. Go be for your friend. Go help them out. That question was just toxic. Fuck that. Next question. Okay. Shake it off. I'm going to tidy this up a bit so it doesn't look so weird. Okay, so question number 5. Okay, so question number 5. The pain of being in love with someone wholeheartedly, being there for him, supporting him with the little money that you have, through his studies, sacrifice so much for him. Oh. What do you mean, oh? Hang on. Sacrifice so much for him at the end of his studies. You've read ahead of me, haven't you? Hang on. Let me get there. Studies where he's about to graduate. He impregnated another woman. What? He impregnated another woman and then dumped you like a potato when you call him to fix what went wrong and apologize for what you don't know. He gives his girlfriend I wanted less toxic on my next question, and I got this. Okay. Oh, this is a whole bunch of shit right in this question. Okay. This is disgusting. I don't think... Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Oh. 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 God damn. The fact that there's people... I mean, I got bullied. You know what? I'm going to let you in on a little something. I got bullied as a kid. And bullies would actually always blend together somehow and bully as well even more. And that's exactly how this feels. I don't have an answer for you. The advice on this one is something I'm going to just go on to relationships to begin with, because we all are guilty of doing this, right? And this might help you in future relationships. We all have a counter, a little book in our back of our head when you're in the relationship. It starts, you start, and every little thing that you do, good, bad, it gets added to that little memory book, right? As you said, I supported him, check. I did this, check. And it's almost like a little bank book, right? And you want to cash in. And where it hits you the most is when you feel bankrupt. And that's exactly what's happened here. You've given a loan. You've given a loan. You've given a loan of emotion, of deeds. And in return, you're bankrupt. And on top of that, you're fucking not just bankrupt. You're losing your house. You're losing your kids. You're blah, 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 blah. All this negative stuff is going on top. It's why I tell people, when you get in a relationship, don't count shit up. Because the more you count shit up in your head, the harder it hits, the harder it hurts if it fails. But then you're also putting a price tag on the relationship. A relationship shouldn't be about a price tag. I'm not defending him. Please definitely don't think I'm defending this piece of shit of an ex that you had. I'm basically saying for the next relationship that you have, and I hope that these last words I just read there, that you still love him. What you do is you delete him. You know these songs. I hate a lot of country songs because it's shit, like they just abuse each other. There's one song, this woman goes berserk and she just slashes this guy's tires and rips open his seats of his car and takes a baseball bat to his car. And I hate that song. I support it right now. And anybody who knows me knows I can't stand that song. You know what the song I'm talking about? I can't even think of the name of it right now. I hate that song. But right now, I love it for you. That's a piece of shit. Fuck. I can tell you right now, all 10 people that's watching right now would probably all like to get around, grab a bunch of baseball bats and take it to his fucking cock because he's a piece of shit. Oh. Whew. It's the angry angel kicking in. Oh, that's disgusting. That is disgusting. Not the coffee. This piece of shit of an ex. And I got no words to like. I'd love to be able to say something that makes you feel good about yourself. The closest thing I can think to give you some good feels is the song by Elton John, I'm Still Standing. It's the only thing you're going to be able to take from this. You did this. You helped him. You fell in love with him. He's used you. Just give me a moment, please. I can imagine. You know what? The depressed part, I can totally understand. I'm just reading this and I'm trying. I am trying. I'm trying so hard. Because my heart is literally breaking for you right now. Because I can feel how I'd feel if I was in that situation. And I've been in similar situations. And I know what similar situations have brought my mind to. One, don't do anything stupid. Though right now, in your mindset right now, I can almost guarantee you won't be able to know the difference between something smart and something stupid. I'm not saying that you're stupid. I'm saying that please, the stupid thing to do would be try to get back with him. Your heart is broken. You still love him because that feeling's still going to be there. Right? Love doesn't switch off like a fucking light switch. It never does. And that's why you're still feeling that. You're going to need time to heal. This is what you need more than anything, is time to heal. Recognize that you've done some good for somebody who did not deserve your kindness, did not deserve your heart, did not deserve your love. He's a piece of shit. And I'm saying this, and if you're watching this either live or on YouTube, there'll be a part of you that's going, don't talk about my ex that way. You talk about your ex that way. You need to look in the mirror, go to the mirror and fucking say, my ex is a piece of shit. What he did, I did not deserve. Because you didn't. You didn't deserve that. He doesn't deserve your love. He doesn't deserve your kindness. He doesn't deserve right now you feeling depressed over that piece of shit. Whoa. I got mixed emotions right now. I've got rage in me and sadness in me. You need to have friends around you, although you're gonna want to push them away. Your best thing for your friends to do is to just be there for you, not give you advice. I'm giving the best advice I can give in this situation, because there is nothing other than do not talk to him, do not speak to him. Disconnect yourself from any thoughts or feelings you possibly can. Drink water. It's gonna sound crazy. Drink water to calm yourself. Not too much because you don't want to throw up. I'm trying not to throw up right now and I'm just reading this. This actually has to be quite emotional. And I just read this online and I'm quite emotional. I was screening my shit and I hadn't read all this properly. And I feel bad for any of my viewers who are watching this and reading this. I'm sorry that you had to read this. This was disgusting. Not the writer and what they're going through, but that there's a human being in this world that could do that to another human being. I mean, it's one thing that he cheated. Relationships can last after cheating, can be mended. He impregnated her. But after all the stuff you've done, and then he gets the girlfriend, the thing on the side to verbally abuse you, to make you feel, oh, I gotta move on from this question, otherwise I am gonna throw up. Because every time I feel, I'm very empathic. I am crazy empathic, and I am, the energy coming off this. I gotta move on to the next question. Can we change this? I haven't got that set up yet. I get muted. It's supposed to actually put people in a good mood. It's a difficult one with that. Where's my music? Where's my music? I'm just gonna mute that. That's not it. Where is it? Where is it? Hang on, I got it. Got it. There we go. I muted it. I just stopped it for a bit. Because, yeah, that was depressing. I gotta get this question off my screen. Even just the very energy on this question is just... Question number 6. Quick. Moving on from that disgusting question. Hope they will be okay. They. She. Well, I mean the person. Yeah, she. I don't... The guy... He can fall down a flight of stairs. I'm very kind. I don't wish harm on anybody. I'm that kind of person. This guy, if he fell down a flight of stairs, I'd celebrate. And his girlfriend. Shitty things happening to nice people breaks my heart. Okay, next question. Okay. How do you guys feel about a person who has no kids dating someone with kids? I'm 19, have 0 kids, but where I live, everyone has them. It's not bad, nothing wrong with it. It's really what you're into or what you're not into. You're not dating the kids, you're dating them, right? So every other 19. Yeah, these days. From what I'm understanding from the question is she's living in an area where lots of people have, majority of the people have kids, and that's her pickings of relationships. And if I'm reading this right, surely be plenty of people around. Yeah, it's a little weird that you would say that everybody has them. But I mean, it depends also where, I suppose, where you live. But it is weird. I mean, if you live on like a backwards farm area where there's not that many people around and all the... It's kind of like that old one, right? That old saying, it's like, if everybody around you's got a girlfriend, who's left for me? I think there's a song about that, right? Everyone's got somebody but me, right? And the only thing is not that they've got a boyfriend or girlfriend, that you are limiting yourself because they've got kids. If they're single and you find them attractive, why are you thinking about the kids? Right? Don't worry about the kids. They're not your kids. They're somebody else's kids. right? So you don't really need to worry about them, other than the fact that you might get one day, if things work out, you might get married. So the relationship with the person with kids is not really an issue, unless you really make it an issue. If you're just wanting somebody to date, like you're on fucking Tinder and you're doing your little swipey thing left and right and whatever, and trying to find got kids. By the fucking time you go to the end and you run out of people, if you find somebody that you're attracted to and you want to go have coffee with somebody, it's a little weird. I think having a child. See, I don't think it's. I think what she's saying is that it's not that she's got kids. I'm 19 and have 0 kids. So she doesn't have the kids. It's everybody else that does. So it might also be that you might need to... The attraction is what you'd be attracted to. You might need to adjust your age. I mean, if everybody at your age level is got kids, there might be somebody older that doesn't. It's a really difficult question to answer because there's not a lot of information, and I really wish I could... Eventually, I'm going to have a window over here so I can bring people on and ask them questions about what they're asking, so I can get more details, because I don't know exactly what your... Maybe send another email to me with this one, and I'll answer this one again, because there's missing stuff. I need to know, like, stuff like, are you talking about just going on a date? Because if they got like a kids and you're just going on a date, or just to get lucky, who cares? Fuck. If you are looking for a long-term relationship, that could be that's a big difference, right? Them having kids, it's not an easy fucking thing. I've dated people with kids. It's not easy. It's not impossible. It's just another obstacle. Not an obstacle, because the kid's not an obstacle. I don't want you thinking that the kid's an obstacle, because they're not. To be fair, I had my first child. But I literally knew. Yeah. This day and age, fuck, kids are having kids these days. It's the fucking weirdest world that... You know what? If I'm from a Victorian age, as you put it, in some ways, I kind of happy. Because this generation, I'm not trying to diss anybody's generation, younger, older, whatever, but it's so fucking weird shit that happens these days. I'm watching... There's literally a show called Teen Moms. Teen Moms! Teen Moms. We're fucking kids. Kids are having kids. It's weird as fuck. I'm 19 now, and I can say I wish I had a child with the girl I love. Aw. But he left. She left me. Well, aw. That is actually sweet. And kind of cool. Yeah. Aw. But you know what? You're young. You're young. Right? 19's a good age. Fuck, there's so much you're going to experience. So much you're going to enjoy. I'm 44. I don't have kids. I've still got time to have kids. I want kids. But I've still got time. I haven't ruled them out. I'm not dead. I'm not... Like, I've known people in their fucking 60s having fucking kids. There's no rush. But from what I'm reading there, it's more... You wish to have... I wish I had kids with a girl I love. But she left me. And you still love her. I feel sad, but I feel it's weirdly uplifting there. It's weirdly uplifting to read that. Not making light of it, but after the question that I just read a little while ago, reading that makes me feel as normal people. I did the opposite way around, so my life is just starting to open up early. I'm in early 30s as they are growing up now. That's really cool. So yeah, you did that. Like most do have kids at the early age. It's like It's almost like the world for like the longest time, and it's still there, has this pattern which they've been told this is how you're supposed to live your life. You're supposed to be born, go to school, meet a significant other, get married, have kids, have a career, the kids grow old, have grandkids, retire, die. And that's the cookie cutter life that everybody was always supposed to have. And if you don't, you feel like less of a person. There's no written fucking schedule for life. I mean, there is your biological schedule, but other than that, there is none. And now I look at my sister with her babies, and I'm like, thank goodness, I've got that stage over with. Yeah, right? See, and it's there's no schedule, there's no plan, the plan is what you make it. So if Proifa, I have relatives who got married at a young age, and I observe that they adapt to life more easy. They have more time after they build their lives. Of course, if you don't have kids, you don't have a lot of time. Yeah, it's tricky. I mean, I've had relatives that have kids, and they find ways. Right? I think that's the important thing. I mean, I've never had kids, so I don't really know. I do simply give advice with that. There's ways to. This is one of the greatest things I've ever heard. And I'm gonna nerd myself out right here, and I heard it from a movie, Star Trek Generations. Shut up. In it, Captain Kirk has this saying, and it was, if something is that important to you, you make it work. And basically it was the idea of, is this guy, he had a career and he raised a family. Sulu, if you know Star Trek, fuck Sulu. He had kids. His daughter, all grown up, is on the spaceship, blah, blah, blah. And the message that he was putting across was, what the fuck did you just say to me? As Linda Bun... Hang on, I gotta translate that. I got a translation program too. Nope, it's not working for some reason. But I can go like this. I got Google. Translate. What? No, that didn't translate. Sorry, I'm not. Translate. Actually, these are trivial things. Just my observations. Yeah. Hang on, let me just read. But the downline to this question, if you are down with somebody with having kids and can accept that relationship, yeah. Exactly. I like that. Okay, so where was I? Let's get on with the next question, because this question's gone through a bit, and we don't have enough really information to know what you're asking. But that's the thing. Just maybe try dating somebody. Try dating one with kids. See how it feels. You're not dating the kids. You're dating the person with the kids. Keep that in mind. And go watch Jerry Maguire. Just saying. Because there's some things you need to be aware of. And Jerry Maguire's a good movie, so shut up. Anybody fucking want to say something about me watching Jerry Maguire? Or shush. It's a good movie. Alright, here we go. Next question. I love a girl, but she doesn't know that. How can I tell her? And she is deep. I can't understand her personality. What can I do? Is this a serious question? I'm going to treat you like a serious question and grab your arms and shake the hell out of you. Key thing with the relationship, communication. How can you tell? You open your bloody mouth and you tell her. I love a girl, but she doesn't know that. Tell her. There's so many ways to tell her. Fucking write her a letter. Gain some balls and go up and tell her. There's so many ways to tell a woman that you like her. You want to try to avoid the creepy shit. Because there's sometimes you can tell a girl that you like her and it just is careful. It's dangerous. But then there's some ways, do it romantically. Send her a fucking message. Send her a letter. Send her flowers with a letter. Send her... I don't even know how old you are. Limited information. Back in school, I would do the whole note thing. It sounds corny, but the note thing's cute. Be cute. Be sweet. She's deep. Don't be lame. If she's deep, don't be... No, be lame. Be lame. Be lame. Fucking throw caution to the wind. Throw caution to the fucking wind. Just fucking tell her. Be cute. Tell her. Somehow. I can't understand her personality. That's the other part of communication. Is get to know her and talk to her and ask her. Fuck, say, hey, here's the thing. You want to go for a cup of coffee? Maybe tell her. Maybe she likes you. Path I chose was birthday present. Nice. Birthday present's good. Unless, of course, her birthday's like next year and like you've just missed it. You could send like a belated birthday present. Or just, you know what? There's so many. I can guarantee pretty much everybody in this channel could come up with about 5 different ones. And if you can't come up with 5, don't be silly. But there's so many ways to tell a girl that you like her. Oh, is it a girl? Did I say? Yeah, she. Yeah. So many ways you can tell a girl. But you want to avoid the creepy shit. Like, don't creep her out. Don't make her feel uncomfortable. So, go, hey, I like you. Creepy. Tell you, hey, you want to go for coffee? I'd like to get to know you. I'd like to get to know you. I'd like to get to know you. As deep. I'd like to get to know you. Shows that you're interested in her as a brain, not just as a physical thing. Yeah. Yeah. Don't push it. You don't need to push. You love her. Maybe she loves you too. You don't need to push it. You don't need to race. You can't have a love. Can't have it. I'd like to get to know. It's nice. It is nice, right? It has a nice feel to it. I'd like to get to know you. Right there, you've just told her that you like her. I'd like to get to know you. There's something about her that you want to get to know. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. I like the whole question. I like that question a lot. Mm-hmm. I like profile. Is it fire? Fire. Profile. Profile. I'm going to say profile. Am I saying it right? Fia. Profile. Sorry, but I haven't been successful. I was eating coffee. Oh, it happens. There's so many. Okay, I'm going to embarrass myself a little bit. Okay, I've been in a lot of relationships. There's a movie called What's Your Number? I'm going to tell you this. And in it, it has, what the hell's that chick's name? It's got a bunch of people in it. But anyway, in it, this chick goes and talks about, with her friends, to go drink, and then they play this little drinking game, and they're all supposed to write on a piece of paper their number. I think they're mainly talking about their sexual partners, and they will put it in, and I was supposed to guess or whatever. And my number's much higher than theirs. I felt embarrassed. They got to 20, and I literally tried to count, and I stopped counting. I've been in a lot of relationships. Some good, some bad. So that's where I do have kind of quite a bit of experience and can say what can work, what can't. But the other thing as well is that not everybody's the exact same. I can give you advice, and I can't most of my advice seems to work for people, weirdly enough. It's always been that way. But I can't make a guarantee, because I don't know the partner. I don't know. I don't know. There's so many variables. I couldn't account for all of them. So that's why I'm saying there's so many different ways to do it. Some people, a cup of coffee can work. The fact that this person, you're saying that this girl is deep, that, hey, I like you. That's just going to creep out. I can almost guarantee. If she is deep, meaning that she's a thinker, the fact that you want to know her thoughts. Let's go. Do you want to go for coffee? Do you want to? I'd like to get to know you. Can actually work pretty good. And you know what? If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But you could also come across really cute. But don't hound her. There's another thing as well. Don't hound. Do not hound. Once you've made the thing, and feel free to come back and let us know what you do and how it worked, and if you need any advice for our next step, because this is just step one. Step one is letting them know that you like them. Don't stare. Some girls, you know what's funny? Looking back at past relationships, sometimes just glancing, not staring. Like, wow, she's fucking hot, creepy. Just every so often, and smile. No, just sweet, right? Something sweet and subtle. Not creepy. Creepy will just send them money. All right, next question. Let's move on. Question number 8. Holy shit, we're getting right through these. I might have them all done before the end of this. And I've got 10. Yeah. Oh, we've got some long ones too, though. And this next one has a vote on it, so I'm actually going to set that up before. Oh, it's an anonymous as well. Hang on, I'm going to set up the vote ready. Hang on, I'm not going to actually trigger the poll. No. Okay, and it'll be a 5-minute time. No, yeah, I'll put a 3 minute. I've only got like a few people in here, 6. So I will be setting that up. I'll be triggering once I've asked the question. And give my answer, and then you guys can. Okay, if some. I haven't actually. Boom. If someone leaves you during. Hang on. If someone leaves you during a difficult time, should you forgive them when they come back if things have changed? So from what I'm understanding from this question is, so I've got a friend and I'm feeling down and they leave me, like stop being my friend. And then when I'm feeling better, they come back. Should you forgive them? Here's a question. Do you want to forgive them? You can't answer that question because you're not there. If you want to forgive them, that's really up to you. But understand, you probably need to talk to them and say, hey, I feel a bit hurt. I feel a bit betrayed because we were friends and I feel like when things were bad, you just abandoned. It's funny because I talked about questions about this early on. You want to let them know because it can happen again. If they've abandoned you, fucking tell them, I felt abandoned and you could have come to me and talked to me or still be my friend or whatever, right? Someone leaves you doing it. I'm assuming when they say they leaves you, this is not just a friend, this is like a relationship. So for relationship, interesting thought. The relationship ends. That should be the same thing, but they've left, and I always advise against getting back with exes to begin with. But it also depends on what it was. When you say you're having a difficult time. It depends on the difficult time. If you, let's say, and as I said, I'm the kind of person, I'm gonna fucking call a spade a spade. If you, I'm not gonna sugarcoat. If you were being an asshole to them and they've left, if you were in your difficult time, you were being an asshole to them, then yeah, they had a right. They had probably possibly a good reason to leave if you've been an asshole to them. People can take so much. But if it was just kind of like you're feeling down in the dumps and they just abandon you because you're feeling sad, I personally wouldn't forgive them for that. Because there's so much stuff they could do in a relationship. It wasn't a relationship. It's like when things are good, they're there, and when they're not, they're just using you for your feels, for the good times. That's not a relationship. You're an object then. But that's basically the question that is being asked, and that's why I'm going to put it up a vote. Can somebody, let's say you're in a relationship, do you forgive them? Do you not forgive them? I'm going to trigger the poll, and that just as somebody yes or no. Would you forgive somebody who abandoned you, who's just left you during a difficult time, or would you forgive them? Poll starting now. 3-minute poll. Oh, let's see what everybody else thinks. Should be right there. I got one yes. You would forgive them. Interesting. Anybody else? I'm still ticking by, but yeah. No, yeah, interesting. It's very balanced right now. It's very balanced right now. And really, as I said, I think if there was more, you'd need more information as to why they left in the first place. Did they leave because you were being an asshole? Did they leave because... If they left you because you're being an asshole to them, abusing them, nobody deserves to be abused. If they're coming back after you've calmed, think about it like any argument in a relationship. You take a bit of a stand back, you step back, until everybody calms down. Then you come back, forgiven. That's a good thing. If the person is abusive, like fucking hitting, and don't be surprised if they don't come back. Yeah, it depends on the situation. Yeah, but for the most part, at face value on this one, it's a difficult one to just give like that. And I love my viewers right now because it means they think about stuff. Right? It means they really think. They're all, I almost guarantee that's what they're all going. It's not just clean cut like that. So in some situations, yes, I forgive them. In some situations, fuck no. It's like if you got money, it's like that person. It's like, fuck, you're down on you're broke. They don't want to be around you. You win the lottery, you probably couldn't count on your fucking fingers how many people will suddenly become your friends again. You'll have fucking friends, and we all know that. We've all got people in our lives, in our past, that would fucking be right there. And you tell them to fuck off. Some things can be forgiven. But shit like that, that's when you really know who your good friends are. Right? When you've got those difficult times, and that's when you know your friends really are. They're there. Right? The other thing as well is they did come back. Maybe they felt bad. Maybe they felt guilty. They did come back. I would say with your situation, because I don't know what your situation is, I'd say talk to them. Ask them why they left. Tell them you were hurt by them leaving. Yeah, I have to go on my... It's still on. I'll still be on. I've probably got about two more questions to go, I think. My personal opinion is that be close friend. Exactly. It's so difficult. At face value, it looks like the person's not really a friend. At face value of this question. But how you were to them, it's difficult. It's difficult to say. Okay, next question. Next two is two questions and they're pretty long. That's the keyboard. Where are you? There you are. That's long. Why did that not copy? Gotcha. Next question. And here it comes. Boom. Another anonymous. Okay. So lost and confused in my relationship. Been together 8 years. Have 2 kids. And he has also raised my son. I've been the bad one. Cheated, lied, manipulated. I've struggled with my own guilt and have thoughts that he has done the same, but I have no clear, solid proof. Wouldn't matter if you did. Because if you complain about it, it'll make you a hypocrite. And I'll continue. Well, it's destroying us. I haven't cheated recently, but he thinks I am. And I certainly think he currently is. We argue back and forth, placing blame on each other. I believe that we both love one another, but that's not enough. I bent over backwards trying to make up for my wrongdoings, but it's never noticed or appreciated. He helps in some ways, but I need more help. More help than I get. Sex has been completely off for a while now, and I'm at a loss. I don't know what to do. I cry more than anything anymore, and it sucks. Yeah, it does suck, because there's a few things I'm getting in here. One, I can tell that you're still in love. You still want this relationship to work. Otherwise, you wouldn't have asked this question. If you didn't care, you wouldn't be asking a question.